Thank you, Mr. Chair. Again, Mike Herald with the Western Center on Law and Poverty. First of all, I just want to pleased to hear the administration say that they are not going to be pursuing the KBA system. We've spent a lot of time with the department over the last year. Many of us in this room have too, staff included. And we think this is actually very good news, and that the stakeholders hopefully now can work forward towards a compromise, a way to move forward that will maintain both our strong program integrity standards that we have in place, and at the same time also potentially deliver on the promise of getting welfare benefits approved more quickly and correctly and accurately over time. So just a couple of comments, though, as we go forward, as we go into that process, I wanted to note. You know, one of the things that we're really striving for in this process is to make sure that the programs really treat everyone the same. I think in the past it would be fair to say that, and I've heard Mr. Meck and other venues make the following comment, that it's no accident that Medi-Cal has somewhat fewer rules than the SNAP program that we know as CalFresh, and that the CalWorks program, the TANF program, has many more rules than the SNAP program or the Medi-Cal program is. And a lot of that is because of sort of a bias that has been created over time towards cash assistance. And, you know, that bias is, I think, a legacy that we all live with in California and frankly all over the country. And I think one of the things that we would want to move forward as we go through this process and making those determinations is to make sure that there really is no bias, that we don't look at cash any differently than we look at SNAP benefits on an EBT card or a Medi-Cal card. Like they should all be treated the same in the public's mind. They should all be treated the same way by clients. And so that, I think one of the things that we're looking for is to have really similar requirements around program integrity that would apply across the board. And I think for us, we've heard a little bit about this idea that the department may now, in the absence of KBA, go back to requiring applicants to have to come to the welfare office, CalWorks applicants to have to come to the welfare office to prove their identity. Now, a few years ago, Western Center was one of the sponsors of a bill, SB 945 by Senator Pan, that actually creates a path for there to be online application and to essentially to eliminate the requirement there be face-to-face interviews. So that proposal that we're hearing about, this potential draft ACL, would seem to be inconsistent with SB 947. And we would be concerned that if the response to eliminating KBA was to create another step for recipients to have to go through, we're hoping that there'll be a meeting of the minds between the department, the legislature, and the stakeholders to find an alternative to that that doesn't appear to reopen the negotiation discussion around SB 947.
If I could clarify for the committee, SB 947 waived the requirement for a face-to-face interview. It did not eliminate the requirement to produce documentation establishing identity. The difference in when, as we refer to cash rather than the other benefits, is not because we are thinking that the people who seek the benefit are in any way less good, less worthy. It is that the SNAP benefit and the Medicaid benefit cannot be converted to cash except actually by the medical profession in one instance or retailers on the other. And in both cases, they leave a bright trail behind them. And we in the OIG and DHCS Medicaid fraud go after them. The cash program is a target for the sophisticated cyber criminals. We have currently experiences where we are having our clients besieged online by very sophisticated scams. We're not trying to in any way imply that it is the poor person seeking benefits against whom we are protecting the cash program. California has a third of the whole cash program in the country is in California. We support it. We believe in it. We've defended it. But we have to defend its integrity. Up to this point, I've been able to say, whenever asked, press or public, do I believe we have program integrity? I've been able to say, yes, I do. I have no qualms. It's essential that we preserve the ability to go on saying that. And so with respect to Mr. Herald, SB 947 did not eliminate the requirement to provide documentation, and that will be the administration's position going forward.